looks scraggly. Looks like my OBS connection dumped for some reason. I don't know why, but if it skips, there we go. I just got a notification that it skipped. So if it skips, don't worry. And we're gonna get going. Oh, I'm all blown out here. What is it? There we go. That's better. That's better lighting. All right. Yeah. So we're gonna get to the first Q&A. And hello, patrons. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Okay. So we left off with on Friday night with Nothing, who had one of the weirdest super chats I've ever seen. It must be, I think it's New Zealand banter that I do not understand. Then we'll start off with Blue Stomiv, who gave $2, but didn't say anything. But I appreciate the donation. It does help keep the lights on. And, you know, I remember the good old days when I was live streaming and we'd have 15 people and we'd have this nice intimate conversation. And those were fun. But this is one of the, I mean, it's fortunate and unfortunate that this happens with channel growth. I would like to talk to everybody in the chat. I would. It's just not possible, but I try to do my very best. But when people are kind enough to give their hard-earned money to just an independent creator, that has to take priority. But it doesn't mean we're not going to try to do that in the future. And, you know, as time goes on, I'll be doing more live streams on Nerdrotic Live, which will be more intimate affairs, so we can just, like, chat. And they'll be very laid back. They probably won't be culture war stuff. We'll probably just talk about things we like, you know. I have a big long Witcher review with my wife, but the audio ended up being garbage on my side. Her microphone was good, mine was bad. So that's going to be, there's going to be two versions of that. One's going to go to my members on the channel, and the other one's going to go to the upper tier on my Patreon, and then I'll cut it down and put it on Nerdrotic Live, I guess. I do have to do a proper Witcher review. I have to do a Mandalorian Season 1 review. I have to do 2 Rotten Tomatoes videos and a Doctor Who video in the next 48 hours. So I'm going to be very, very busy. Plus, there's the Inquisition tonight. So I'm not leaving this office for the next 48 hours. I'll have my food delivered to me. John Smallberries, for $5, says, I think that at this point, Disney will breathe a sigh of relief if it just breaks even. Yes, I completely agree with that sentiment. So for all the... you know what? I don't care. So Jarbo and his lot out there were pouncing on the fact that Rise of Skywalker made $700 million worldwide, and you know, basically by getting 3 weekends in 1 week's time. But this is on the dialed down expectations. This thing's already a failure because, as Jeremy's pointed out, as I have pointed out, this should be a $2 billion movie. Hands down, easy. It should have been an Endgame, and it wasn't. So anybody thinking Star Wars is saved, or if this was a good... listen, listen, if you like this garbage, that's fine. But it's garbage. It's absolute garbage. I like garbage too. But objectively, these are horrible movies that are meaningless, pointless. They were just out there to sell toys, and they failed at that. This was not an overall success because it harmed the brand forever. And this is supposed to be a mass appeal brand that everybody likes. And there's a lot more bad Star Wars than there is good. It's nowhere close to my favorite franchise anymore than it used to be. It's, you know what, now to me, it's just 3 good movies that are ruined. I mean, honestly, there's only so many times you can listen to Stairway to Heaven. There's only so many times you can watch the original trilogy, and everything all the good that came out of it was erased with the EU, and now we have this. So, you know, you can say you like it, but that's because you want to like it. And that's fine. Nobody can argue out of you wanting to like something. But when you're going out there and besmirching individuals because they don't like a movie that you like because you have your entire existence wrapped up in it, therapy. That's all I can say. Therapy. Um, what we talk about in and around the Fandom Menace and me as an individual here on my individual channel is the larger picture on why it was destroyed. It's fascinating. As a student of pop culture, as somebody who's been part of it, it's been my life since I was 5 years old, and I'm old. I'm 50, so I've been around for a little while now, and I made my living in this stuff, and I do now. I do now. It's part of my profession, but it's because I love it. And I'd much rather talk about stuff I love. The thing is, there's not so, and I am. I'm talking about things I love that are being crapped on, and then they get championed by people like Jarbo, who's out there calling my friends liars and stuff. And this is a guy who's been caught lying. Been caught lying. So once you've been caught lying, it kind of puts everything else. Listen, a fib here, a fib there. I'm not going to judge anybody too harshly. And listen, everybody has the right to redemption, and he does too. But when you're out there just constantly talking shit about other people, it's projection. Everybody sees through it. Especially when you're talking shit about Doomcock or people making video after video about Jeremy. I mean, go ahead. I find that stuff to be completely boring. But if you want to do it and that's what you want to hitch your wagon to, okay. Okay. But to go out and say you're about the fan and then going attacking individual fans, and this is not anything I am interested in partaking in, and that's it, and I won't. And listen, I got some news that a certain YouTuber out there called me publicly a racist, and Doomcock, and listen, this is something I will talk about this. If I see this YouTuber in real life and we can sit down man to man, face to face on this one, I would love to discuss it. I would absolutely love to discuss it. I'm not going to discuss it on YouTube though. But I am aware that this person called me this, and all right, well, if you knew about my family dynamic, you would probably want to think twice about saying that. Just saying. So that is what's been on my mind this morning. I got that message last night. And listen, I get called that all the time by anonymous people. But as far as like fellow YouTubers, and that's how I try to look at it. We're all in this boat together, whether we like each other or not. It's irrelevant. It doesn't really do anything any good. But this is the last card that person has to play, and it's too bad. It's too bad. Adam Wolford for $10. The true trilogy is the Thrawn. So go check out a YouTube channel, Darth Angelus. He has made a CGI fan film. Looks like a fan film. They know how to look to the fan films. They know how to make Star Wars. Yes, because they love it. They're not making any money from it, and they love it. You're right, Adam. I am more of a... I think you should focus on original material, something that maybe you can make some money off of, because there's nothing wrong with making money off of doing what you love. As a matter of fact, I think that's what everybody would love to do, and very few of us are lucky enough to get that opportunity. Now, lucky and opportunity are all spawned from hard work and determination. And that's, like I've said in the past, I spent 4 years talking to nobody before this channel started taking off. So 4 or 5 years. You got to be persistent. Marlon Sebo for $5. Jeremy has turned into a Gary Stu this week. He has done nothing but win this week with minimal effort, and everybody loves him. Also, Tenet. Yes, Tenet looks fucking fantastic. That looks great. I can't wait for that movie. By the way, there's been more good this month than bad if you really think about it. The Mandalorian was pretty good. The Expanse was, I mean, excellent, and The Witcher was pretty damn good. I'm watching it for my third time now, and I really like it. It's fun. It's flawed, but I think there is a template there for something that could be great, or it could go horribly wrong. But I will talk about that in my review. But I would recommend, highly recommend, the season one of Witcher. Uh, Tenet looks great though. Observer Dude for £2. What do you think? What do you think are the top 5 best Star Wars movies? Well, that's easy. Empire Strikes Back, New Hope, Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, and it gets tough after that. I would say Rogue One, maybe. Rogue One. Yeah, I'd say those are my top 5 Star Wars movies. I think The Mandalorian. I think if you include The Mandalorian, it goes Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, Mandalorian. Because anything after that, I would never watch again. Like, I'm never going to watch the prequels again unless I'm forced to. They look better now, but like, I don't ever want to watch a Disney Star Wars movie ever again. I don't even want to support them with my time. This world doesn't interest me anymore. As good as The Mandalorian is, the world doesn't interest me anymore. They killed it for me. I have better things to do. I'd rather watch Batman versus Superman than fucking Star Wars. Grant, does anyone think Rey isn't a Mary Sue? There are people who don't think that, Grant. But these are people, again, I want to like this movie. I don't, and in some cases, I don't like the people who don't like this movie, so I'm going to like it with every fiber of my being because I don't like these other people because I don't like myself. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Gary, the D wants to keep the young 45, says Ed, for $1.99. The D. Well, if it's the young 45, you might. I think he couldn't finish that super chat. I don't know what that means. Sorry, Ed, but thank you for the $1.99. If you're talking about the dick, I don't know. Josh M for $2. Hope the Rise of Skywalker loses money. Do you know if The Witcher is woke? Josh M for $2. There are things in The Witcher that can be interpreted as woke, but you need to watch the entire story to get the context. For example, they talk about women being vessels, all right, which is something that gets caught up. It's the anti-natalist thing that was brought up in Terminator Dark Fate. But it gets followed up with something that flips that completely, and I love it. And I freaking love it. So if you don't watch the series all the way through and you don't see the end of Yennefer's arc, you have to understand what the message is they're sending. Which I think that I respect the showrunner for showing both sides of that argument. Motherhood is the highest calling on this planet, period. Women can create life. It's a beautiful thing. Having kids is great. I never thought I wanted kids, and it's the single most rewarding and fulfilling thing in my life, period. Glad I did it. And what's funny is Mrs. Nerdrotic and I used to know each other. We've known each other for years and years and years, since 1985. And when we were young, we both said, never want kids. Fuck kids. Are you kidding me? F kids. But I asked her, what changed her mind. And she said, I am all about living life to the fullest, having the most experiences possible. And, part of the full experience of life, especially as a woman, is having a kid. And also I think for women and for men, there's a need It's not for everybody, believe me. If you don't want kids, don't have kids. And I'm not saying people who have kids are better than people who don't. I'm not saying that at all. There's shitty parents out there who, squirt out kids who never wanted them, and that's a whole thing. But yeah, but that message is in The Witcher, which I like. That's something that kind of, if you watch the first 3 episodes, you're probably gonna start going, "Oh, this is girl power woke stuff." But for the most part, it all gets explained pretty well. They try to. There's a couple instances where it's kind of woke, but like the very first episode, there's a young girl talking to the Witcher, and she just starts monologuing just all these talking points about suppressed women, which make no sense to the story. Once you get past that, though, it's fine. But now that I watched the first episode, I can see why it turns a lot of people off, because it does a bunch of it time jumps. The first episode time jumps like 3 times. It's pretty confusing until you watch the entire thing. Then you get it. But if you're just like watching an episode, you're gonna go, "Huh? I'm confused." How big was Kylo's nose? Who saw it in 3D? Says Ghostmon. For $2. Huge. Yeah. Adam Driver has a schnoz. Drew Boy 585. Rey is on Tatooine. What happens to all the broom boys and girls in the galaxy? No training, no Jedi? Yeah, she just went to Tatooine for no goddamn reason other than JJ wanted to put her there. There's no connection there at all. It's terrible. Zombie Chatty just now joining. Have y'all talked about the Disney bots giving positive user reviews? I need to look into that. I need to find, I think there might be some evidence of that. I can certainly see Disney doing, this is part of the projecting. This is how the information war works. So your enemy accuses you of something they are doing. That's it. I mean, shit, we see other YouTubers doing that. They're constantly accusing us of lying, and these people have been caught in lies over and over again. Yeah. Mr. Gently Benevolent for $5 Australian. It's Saturday afternoon here in Australia, and actually it's Sunday morning now. And The Rise of Skywalker had 6 people, including myself, in the theater. This movie has no legs, and cats got my money. That's good. I don't think it's going to have any legs outside of Christmas. It might get one more little bump from New Year's. But again, if you look at it, within 2 weeks, it gets 4 weekends. It gets, because of the way the holidays are placed. And I love it when the holidays are placed right in the middle of the week, because you essentially get 2 weeks off. You do. Now, I haven't worked a 9 to 5 in over a year now, which is honest. Listen, first time I haven't worked a 9 to 5 since 1993. 1993, I have been working constantly 9 to 5 jobs. Even when I owned the comic shop, I was working. Well, I was actually working more. I was working like 14 hours a day. But yeah, constantly working, and now I'm working from my home, and it's fucking great. I love it. I have a ton of work to do though, folks. I haven't even set up my QuickBooks yet. I just got my business account going like a month ago. I have to restructure everything over the next, month or so. It's gonna be fun. The Nutsy on YouTube. You should be proud, Bruce Lombardo. I know, right? And Bruce, you're awesome. Thank you for the $1.99. Thank you for the coffee. You're a brilliant person. Thank you, Mr. Gently Benevolent. Art Vandalay for $4.99. Palpatine wanted to become Rey in the end. It's nice to see the trans community represented. That's true. That's true. Sith Wave. I gotta see if that's lined up on my OBS there. Let's see if that's lined up. Okay. I'm trying something a little different here, folks, so you're going to have to bear with me. All right, Art Vandalay for $4.99. Okay, I just read that one. R13M4NN for $10. Sith Wayfinder. Wayfinder is a brand for a GPS. Pathetically unoriginal. Yeah, I don't know. Is it? That's terrible. I mean, it is. To call it the Wayfinder, you think the Sith would go like... the Sith would like the Evil Finder or so. They would think of something a little darker to call the Wayfinder. And why does it need to be a pyramidal structure? And it was terrible. So they used a prop from like Flash Gordon. Gordon's alive. The Paint Marine for $10. If you're going to do a funeral, you should do a New Orleans style funeral with John Williams composing the jazz version of his work as you parade the death of Star Wars through the streets. That's actually that would be funny. If there's ever I really think we should do a small Fandom Menace convention in conjunction with Star Wars Celebration next year. I think we should rent out a little hall and do our own fucking thing while that's going on, and that would be funny if we can do a New Orleans style wake for Star Wars while that happens. I think that would be interesting. JVC 120ER1. I mean, like, I'm gonna go to Celebration, but I don't think I'm going inside. I mean, I'll go to the meetups and hang out and go to the, hang out in LA, but I have no desire to step foot inside that place at all. Like, why? I'd rather go there for the meetups. And plus, it's not far away. It's just a little jaunt down the road. JVC 120ER1. Lando is totally going to hook up with Hana. Oh, God, yeah. He's all, come on over here, lady. Thank you for the $2. J King for $2. An armless walking penis repaired the Falcon. Yes, the penis monster repaired the Falcon. Any chance we could get to see all the material Lucas gave to KK to help build 7 and 9? J Mill, that will leak eventually. I think it will, Jay, for $9.99. Thank you very much. Someday we will see it. Maybe Disney will monetize it and produce it at some point. Once we get past all the kerfuffle, I don't know. I don't see this thing. I don't see the arguments lasting as long as Last Jedi. I just don't see it. Star Wars is passe. It's, Star Wars had how many years? This is the best. F you, says Ed for $1.99, right? It had 42 years. 42 years. Jay Terry for $2. Solo lost money. Fandom makes money. Fandom spends money. Fandom is what makes the money for these franchises, and pissing off large portions of them is never advisable. Ed for $1.99. Every time Jeremy yells, "Are you not entertained? Are you not?" That's right. Hey, Gary, did you watch The Witcher? Says Tim Morell for $1.99. I'm on my third viewing. Unlike a certain, content creator on this network that likes to criticize us, I actually watch the stuff. I actually read the books. I actually read the comic books. I don't just read little articles and then talk about other YouTubers. I actually watch the shit. And I like a lot of what I see, and I don't like a lot of what I see. Doctor Who's next, by the way. As a matter of fact, that's my next video. Doctor Who. Not even going to talk about Star Wars. In my next 3 videos, I'm not talking about Star Wars. But then I'll probably do a Star Wars one after that. And I'm probably crazy for not to. But, I've got nothing to say right now other than answering your questions. As far as Star Wars is concerned, maybe I'll revisit Rotten Tomatoes, or maybe somebody in the Access Media will say something stupid towards the fans. The only reason I made another video is because the Fandom Menace got name dropped on the BBC. I thought that was a big deal. check out my video well, you guys have seen it. You're patrons. Hi, Patreon. Well, who do we got here from Patreon, by the way? Let's give them a little love here. Now, if you're watching this as a video on Nerdrotic Live, I am recording this live to my patrons. Let me get over here, and you might be able to see a few of them. Let's go to window capture. Is this the right one? Yes. And there they are. There's RR and Jess Reed and Cracklin and Glenn Saunders. What's up? And I saw Bird of Prey 5 here. Let's go up the list here. Look at these beautiful people. Cracklin's here. Red Lion's Music is here. Mutated Genome is here. Man, it's good to see you, Jess Reed. RR. Look at Bird of Prey 5, Kapla. U.S. Dutch Kitty is here. Hi. How you doing? Daniel Nolan. Daniel Nolan is a friend who lives down the street. What's up, Daniel? It was good seeing you at the meetup at the Fall of Skywalker. Darkstar 76 is here. These are all people. What's this? Eco Watt is here. If I missed anybody, I apologize. But yeah, thanks everybody for showing up for the live recording of the Super Chat Square Up. I didn't want to do a live stream on the main channel because then new Super Chats will come in. And I'm grateful for those, but I want to give these their proper time. You guys know that. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go back to that. Where was I? J. Terry, boop, 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 boop. Okay. I promised my son who is in AF boot camp that I would wait to see it with him when he gets out. Air Force boot camp. Oh, awesome. Wow. Starting to look like we may want to see something else. KC for $5. Good luck to your son in Air Force boot camp. You must be proud. That is great. I hope he has a nice, bright future ahead. I hope he doesn't see any combat. I hope he lives a big old long life. And yeah, you must be proud. So, yeah, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. If you don't want to see Star Wars die, don't waste your time. This whole nonsense of you have to see it because it's the end, it's bullshit. When they started the Disney trilogy, they weren't calling it the Skywalker Saga. Were they calling it the Skywalker Saga? Or was that something they started calling it right before they started production on The Fall of Skywalker? Which, by the way, the grammar of that title, Rise of Skywalker, is stupid. And I've always said that. Stan Theon, oh my God, Theon and only. Stan, Theon, and only. Okay. For $5. The Last Jedi. Look how terrible we treat space horsies. The Rise of Skywalker. We are at war. Use the space horsies. Right? Wow. Do you think that was another slap? You know what? That was probably another middle finger at Rian Johnson. But it was lame. Good point, Stan. Thank you for the $5. Cassius Quinn for $2. Nothing to say, but a donation that I appreciate. Thank you, Cassius. It's good to see you here. John Man McFly donates $3.99 Canadian. Is that Canadian? I think it's Canadian. Canadian pesos. Thank you, John McFly. McFly. Gage TX. Oh, why is that in there? Hang on. Let's get rid of that. Gage TX for $5. Why did Palpatine keep shocking Rey to his death? Couldn't he have stopped and just force stomped her into oblivion? Yes, he could have. The only explanation that I thought was a good one was by Critical Drinker. I was on his live stream. He was kind enough to invite me with the great Bowles Trek and the great Critical Drinker. God, those guys were brilliant. Critical Drinker kind of equated it to like having to stop peeing midstream, which is possible, especially if you're about to die, but it's tough. But that's the only semi-decent explanation I've heard, but it's not good enough. It was actually really dumb. Ed for $1.99. Who betted Palpatine? Power of the dark side. Yeah. Who got down with the Sheev? Maybe Sheev and Shmee, and they schmeeved. Not a movie. We're talking about a trilogy. A trilogy. Maximus Timaeus says for $2. Thank you very much. Yes, we're talking about a trilogy. Michael Connor for $2. So Rey is Kylo's great aunt. Well, the Lucasfilm Story Group had to come out and correct that, but it sounds like they weren't in the loop for this movie. Maybe not. I don't know. Steve O for $9.99. The quartering brought up the possibility of Rotten Tomatoes audience reviews may have been fiddled with. Has anyone brought up this possibility? I think it's a virtual. That's been going on for a while. Okay, so one of the Rotten Tomatoes videos I'm going to be doing is on Doctor Who, and I'm going to point out the math on this. So, percentages always change. And when you see 100,000 or when you even see a few thousand more votes and you notice the percentage doesn't change, that's mathematically impossible. Impossible. So I think the reviews are being fiddled with. And I think if you went over, and did the math, you might come up with something different. I don't know, but that would take a lot of time. That would take a lot of time going over every review and getting the number, maybe if you can get a program to do it for you, maybe, but yes, I saw that he brought that up and I wouldn't be surprised if Disney is willing to make up the Russian bot narrative. I'm betting they are willing to, well, you know what? I mean, when you have people out there like, listen, the champion for this film and the champion for the anti-Phantom Menace movement is Jarbo. This guy flagged videos, flagged fellow YouTubers. I mean, the worst sin you can do on this network, and he got caught and didn't really apologize. And again, what the past is the past. That, if he stops doing it, I don't know. I haven't seen him genuinely apologize. Maybe he did and I missed it, and that's fine. Something a little more nefarious at work there, though. No, I just think people are capable of, I think big companies are very capable of being dishonest, especially to shape a narrative. But when it's all said and done, the actual movie sucks. Like, the Fandom Menace was right. We said this was going to be a total disaster. I have said it repeatedly. This is going to be a disaster in storytelling. It's going to destroy the narrative of Star Wars. I don't care if it is a moderate financial success or a massive financial success. I don't care. People, normies, buy up shit all the time. Network TV. I think pretty much everything on network TV is shit. CSIs and Hawaii 5-0s and all that stuff is brain-numbingly bad. But people like it, and that's fine. I don't watch it, and I don't talk about it. When Star Wars is supposed to be better, it's supposed to be something special. It's clearly not, okay? And it clearly hasn't been for a long time. They have been trying to recapture the lightning in the bottle from 1977 forever, and they're just not going to do it. So they finally realized that, and they produced a Mandalorian. They kept it simple. They got instead of virtue signal hiring, they hired the right people who are actually there on their merit. And guess what? You got something pretty good. That proves the Fandom Menace right. Completely right. We have been saying, stop hiring people based on what's in their pants. Hire people based on what they know about Star Wars. I don't care what those people look like. I don't care who those people fall in love with. I could give a shit. I just want good Star Wars. But when I point out your obvious virtue signaling hiring, your obvious tokenism, your obvious pandering, and then I get called the bigot. That's where we take exception. So now are all the people criticizing the Rise of Skywalker, they must hate women. They must hate Asian people. They must hate black people. They must be bigots. They must be Russian bots. Oh, so they're not now. And you want to know why? The shift, actually, if you read the end of Doomsday Clock, which is shit, by the way. It's fucking waste of time and it's shit. There's a panel in there where Jeff Johns has the fake Rorschach talking about the politically correct and how the things are shifting now. And you know why it's safe to put that in a panel? The Fandom Menace, Comicsgate. That's why it's safe. I told you, once they realized that they're not cool anymore doing this stuff, the only reason they were doing it is because it was the hip, cool thing to do, supposedly. And once they realize they're not cool anymore, they're going to abandon these causes like a bad habit. Like a bad habit. And they're doing it already. Frackin' told you so. But yeah, we still got more ahead, you know. Go watch Comics Matters review on Doomsday Clock. I completely agree. The only thing I don't agree on with him is he liked Watchmen, and I don't know how that's possible. Zach, who was the groundbreaking guy who I just find the argument a little inconsistent. That's all. I guess if you could like the show was terrible, and it was an example of everything wrong with entertainment, and it goes back to comics too. Had Mary Sue's in it, everybody, Soulful Saints. That it was objectively terrible. But we all know that Zach doesn't have the greatest taste when it comes to TV shows, but he's very good at reviewing comics. And I did like his comic. I like his Jawbreaker comic. And I do like his channel. I just don't agree with every one of his takes on TV, especially that one. I thought the Doomsday Clock was better than the Watchmen series, but they both sucked. And they both proved one thing. Watchmen's not a goddamn franchise. It's a one-off. So thank you, DC and HBO, for proving that. What a mess. This is Marvel Fan. So thank you, Steve-O. Marvel Fan for $20. What a mess. It used the first 90 minutes to erase and clean up The Last Jedi, and rightfully so. That left an hour to tell 5 hours of story, which certainly had major points change due to The Last Jedi, and it felt like a sideshow. Yeah, I mean, they crammed in too many ideas into one movie. This movie should have been the trilogy. And I said the same for the Revenge of the Sith. And it's because they dicked around for the first two movies. And Jar Jar Abrams is at fault. They did nothing in the first movie. They invented Starkiller Base. They blew up 6 planets with no context, no feeling of, there was no weight of that action. I remember watching Alderaan blow up and I felt it. It was horrifying. When I saw 6 planets blow up in Rise of Sky, or Fall, the Force Awakens, whatever, the fall of The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, it's all the same shit. I felt nothing. I actually rolled my eyes. It was a meaningless film. And then The Last Jedi was given this blank canvas, and they gave it to a douchebag who fucked up Star Wars forever, and then Jar Jar Abrams just made it permanent in The Fall of Skywalker. So, great. Now there's a bunch of fans who have like a really shitty franchise to go support for the rest of time. Right on. Have fun. Enjoy it. Thing is, this thing has to make billions of dollars for Disney, and if it's not doing that, it's not worth their time. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead. I would like to see Force Ghost Luke fight Palpatine at the end of episode 9 while Rey stays behind. I mean, Force Ghosts are powerful now. Yes, they are. But we're not going to see that anymore. I said it in my review. I will say it again. The Last Jedi debate lasted for 2 years because everybody held out a little ray of hope that Luke might be redeemed and come back in some way. Nope, Luke was in the film for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. As a ghost, talking about Leia. And his final words in the Skywalker saga, in the trilogy, were, "You have everything you need." Total slap in the face. Seems like the destruction of Glucas, the Glucas legacy was personal and premeditated. I can't speak. You mean it was personal and it was yeah, I don't know. Was it personal against George Lucas? Maybe. Maybe there's some weird competitive thing between Iger and Lucas. I don't think it was personal against George Lucas. I think it. I think some of the decisions were made personal to the fandom. Uh, there's no way Jar Jar Abrams and Rian Johnson went about their business without thinking about the fandom and thinking about their resentments. And they can explain. Listen, if you take anything these people say at face value in public, then you probably enjoyed the Rise of Skywalker. You probably enjoyed the Rise of Skywalker. Critical thinking is not your thing. That's okay. I understand it. As far as it being like predetermined, like something that they did on purpose, I don't know. I think that's not a very smart business decision. That's what I'm saying. I honestly don't think it was personal against Lucas. I don't know why he wasn't at the premiere. I know Doomcock has reported he was blacklisted. I don't know that. I don't. There might be evidence I haven't seen. I don't know, but all I know is he wasn't there. It doesn't matter why he wasn't there. He wasn't fucking there. I think that says it all. I don't think it really matters why he wasn't there. Blacklist or didn't want. Either way, he wasn't there. Sean, for $2. Shadversity's episode 9 review is great. Mahler knows him. Sean, yeah, I watched the review. It was good. It was good. Thank you, Sean, for $2. Mando Gilmore, Riff Magos for, yeah. And we're talking about Carl Weathers being in The Mandalorian, which the last episode was good, but people need to remember the hypnosis for Star Wars is still very strong. People want people just genuinely want good Star Wars. There are people using The Mandalorian to try to weaponize it against the Fandom Menace, although many people in the Fandom Menace like it. And who can, you know what? If you don't like anything Star Wars anymore, that's okay. Because it's not very good. It's not. Most of Star Wars is not good. That still exists. And remember, the EU does not exist anymore. It is as far as the Star Wars world is concerned, it does not exist. That sucks, but it's gone. So what we have that exists in canon, honestly, The Mandalorian is the only thing I care about, and the overall story around it sucks, and it's not interesting. And The Mandalorian was cool, but this is where maybe me just getting old is part of this. I expect a lot more out of my streaming service television shows, and it was very simplistic storytelling, and they needed to do that, and I hope they get a little more sophisticated as they go on, but it was predictable. The scenarios were illogical, but it was a well executed show. The acting was good. The directing was good. I like the characters, and that's very important. I genuinely like the characters. Baby Yoda's cute. I have no problem with Baby Yoda. But it's not something. When it ended, I'm not like, oh, I can't wait for season 2. But when The Witcher ended, I was like that. When The Expanse ended, I wanted season 5 immediately. So it's not great. It's good. And my expectation should be that high for Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, you're paying for this shit, by the way. This isn't on free TV. You're paying for this. And they gave you shortened, simplistic episodes. That certainly, I was not expecting that. Now, I don't expect it to be a gory Western or anything like that. That's fine. I'm okay with that. The music wasn't Star Wars, but it's okay. I got over it. It's fine. But it's still not very good. But that's what it's going to be from now on. It's going to be Disney Star Wars. And this is the mundaning of Star Wars. That's what it is. That this is the best you're gonna get. It's gonna be really boring, and this is what we're gonna get from Marvel too. By the way, don't expect anything groundbreaking, or it's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna, and maybe they won't put in identity politics, and it'll just be a bunch of average, pretty good stuff. Well, I mean, that stuff bores me. It really does. Yeah, I want to see extraordinary every time. Every time I want to be blown away. And, sorry, standards, Adam Child, Jeremy, too bad you don't live out west. In and out solves many problems. It was my first stop after watching The Rise of Skywalker. It was awesome, just like you. And I'll pass that on to Jeremy. Adam Child, thanks. You're brilliant, dude. Thank you so much, my friend, for $4.99. Yes, I had some In and Out the other day, and god damn it, I think I'll have it today. I think that's where I'll go for lunch. Because I got one like 2 miles over there. You know what? And I'll get the lady or the guy who hands me food to say cancel Jeremy. Maybe I'll put that on Twitter. Jay Louvre, Rey wearing Luke's helmet was a ripoff of Pink 5? Maybe. I don't know. Y'all are crazy and I love it, says According to Christy. Thank you, According to Christy, for $2. Thank you, Jay Lou, for $2. Thank you, Adam Child, for $4.99. Maticus Finch for Maticus Finch 1820 for $10. Gary or Jeremy, check out your Twitter. I tagged you in a video of a theater full of people throwing a fit at the ending of The Rise of Skywalker. My name on the Twitter is John Connor's Ghost. Was it? That was the Raylo reaction. Yes, I saw that. One of the best moments on the internet in 2019. Look at how many super chats were left behind. This is why I had to do a square. Adam, left ear, Fat Gandalf, left ear again? I don't know what that's in reference to. Please find the point in the live stream where that was a reference. Sorry, Fat Gandalf. I have an earring in my left ear. That earring has been there for, oh my God, 20. When did I get this? It's like a straight up 90s earring. I think this earring. So I got my ear pierced in 86. But this earring has been in my head since 96, I think. I mean, I clean it, but it's been there since 96. I think I've taken it off once in, how long is that, man? 22 years? 22 years, yeah. 23 years. Party CV. Emperor Palpatine didn't kill himself. That was funny. Party. That's true. Thank you for the $1.99. The Emperor didn't kill himself. Oh my God. Naru Takakin for $10. The trans mania that came from the SJWs brought us to this movie. If you can be whatever you say you are despite biology, then a Palpatine can be a Skywalker because you says so. Rey is a trans Skywalker. That's exactly what the message was behind that. Naru Takakin, you are correct, sir. And it wasn't subtle, but a lot of people didn't catch it. Jerry RN for $1.99. Disney rejects EU but stole from it to make canon. Yes, that's the reason. The reason they rejected the EU was to avoid any IP litigation, and then they can steal from it all they want and just relabel it, and you can't get sued. You can't sue anybody. Dean Heiss says George Lucas is Doomcock. Maybe. For $2. George doesn't have that powerful of a voice, though. I just really, it rhymes like poetry. Yeah. Comic Ozzy, maybe Harvey. I think George Lucas might be Harvey. Comic Ozzy for $5 Australian. So now that Ben Solo lives inside Rey, does she now have a midichlorian conception? Maybe. Actually, we were talking about that on the Critical Drinker live stream. Ryan just gave $2. I appreciate you, Ryan. Thank you. And you spell your name correctly, so I won't call you Rianne. Mr. Tickle Trunk for 10 Canadian dollars. What the hell is a slightly average lightsaber? Well, I bet Gary is wearing his extra medium t-shirt tonight. My large t-shirt, yes, I generally wear large, but I do fit in medium now. I used to be a XL. If you go back and watch some of my older videos, I'm at like 240. I was at 240. I was puffy, man. But then I lost, I went on a cleanse and I lost 40 pounds in a month. I basically starved myself, and well, there was a cleanse. It was a liver cleanse, and my sponsor is a men's health doctor, so I followed it to the T. And then I had him, like if I had any questions, I could call him. But all I did was follow the instructions. I didn't eat for 3 days. I drank this powdered drink on the 3 days I didn't eat, and then I did not eat anything with salt or sugar or carbs for 1 month. So I had like lots of salad with balsamic vinegar, which was still too salty. At some point you could eat steak. So I would just eat a steak by itself. And I lost 40 pounds in a month. But I also worked out every day. I did an hour and a half of cardio every single day. I didn't take a day off. That helped too. And only drank water. But what sold me on it was he said I can drink as much black coffee as I want. So it really upped my coffee drinking. So I just put everything into that. And yes, at the time I was smoking cigarettes. I was working out like a nut. Smoking stogies after I would run for like 3, 4, 5 miles and have a steak. And yeah, but I lost 40 pounds the first month, 10 pounds the next month, and I've kept it all off for 4 years now, 3 years. But yes, extra medium t-shirts. That's what this is. This shirt's old. This shirt, you know where I got this shirt? At the comic shop I used to own. Drink. Darth Dank for $4.99. I would have preferred Rey take your seat as Empress Rey Binks. Yes, you've been a Binks all along. My apprentice Jar Jar as your father. Misa Rey! Yes, that would be much better. That would be much better. Ryan Cannell RK Outpost for $2 says, yes, I did, Gary. I was napping earlier. So he's talking about a message. Pinion has been waiting a long time for these super. Pinion, I apologize. I do. Thank you for the super chats. Rey on Star Destroyer, Kylo on planet. She is close for $2 Canadian. Rand, I don't know what that's in reference to, though. Oh, that's what I mean. They're force Skyping, but they were the whole scene was dumb though. It was, but we got Boba Felicity. For those of you who don't know, Kerry Russell was in a show called Felicity. That's why I call it Boba Felicity. Rand 314 USD for $2. Palpatine's Galaxy Now. Hashtag Doomcock was right. Hashtag Doomcock was right. Hashtag the Fandom Menace was right. Hell, I was right. I was freaking right. I didn't have any leaks. I didn't read any leaks. I just said, hey, I bet you they're going to chase around a bunch of MacGuffins. They're not going to explain everything, and there's going to be a huge information dump at the end of the film. Is that not what fucking happened? So Nerdrotic was right. Robert Meza. Where do you all see Star Wars in 10 years? In the discount bin, Robert. In the discount bin. I see a 3-pack for the Disney trilogy in the $1.99 Blu-ray bin at Walmart. I see the Mandalorian seasons 1. It'll go 5 seasons because I think it already got picked up for season 3. The problem is you can't. So now their wagon is hooked on Baby Yoda, and this is a problem. That shit will only work for another half a season. And people will get really for one, the baby's got to age. It's got to do something. It's got to mean something. They didn't hint to any of that. The baby was just there to be a hook. You take Baby Yoda out of the Mandalorian, what do you got? So now it's the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, and I think that's a problem narratively. And listen, Disney has painted themselves in a corner by being PG, and they can't even be PG-13. And this is why I think Warner Brothers is going to eventually crush them, because they're going to be able to make a rated R Batman someday, or a Lobo film. Disney can't do that shit. Who knows? Maybe Warner Brothers, who has the rights to Harry Potter, talks J.K. Rowling into bringing the cast back and getting that cast back together and doing some more movies or something like that, which could happen. That would freaking overshadow Star Wars in a second. One of the biggest problems is, listen, I'm a fan of the books Harry Potter. I am. Unabashedly, I like the books. But the fandom, some of them are really cool people. Okay. But some are the Tumblr crowd. That's what really has come in and really fucked up fandom, because, and listen, all are welcome in fandom, but a lot of that crowd didn't want to adapt. They wanted the fandom to adapt to them. And that's where we have a lot of our problems. Anybody is welcome in here, as long as you realize that we are a giant smorgasbord hodgepodge of everything. But we had one group come in and expect everything to bend to their will. And that's what fucked up comics. That's what's fucking up Hollywood right now. And at least Hollywood, possibly is starting to recognize these are not the fucking people to listen to. They don't drive the market. Your data was erroneous. So where do I see Star Wars in 10 years? Discount bin, just another franchise. Not saying it's going to be dead at all. It's just another franchise that's going to be hanging on to something that came out in 10 years, 50 years ago. So you'll have the original trilogy have their 50-year anniversary, and it's gotten old, and it's not a TV series. Pinion, Ray and gang in quicksand. Only time movie is quiet. Well, that's a good point, Pinion. That is a very good point. And listen, there's a movie that's like that I love, but it does it right. The Fifth Element is a noisy ass fast movie, and you don't notice it until the opera scene, and it's like, and but I love that movie. Pinion, Ray said, "Give it to me." Give it to me twice. Did she? I'll have to rewatch that. Maybe she did. Thank you, Pinion, for the $2. Adam Child, United Airlines has a promo with Disney. Their announcements were Star Wars themed. Today I flew home to Portland and my pilot said, "Sorry if you had to watch this. Star Wars is dead and Rise of Skywalker sucks." Haha, that'd be funny if he actually said that. If they did say that, that would, I would love to hear a recording of that, Adam, because that would be fucking legendary. Thank you, my friend. Americo Falapa. Americo Falapa for $2 Brazilian. I said the D in the... Oh, Dick... That's... Sorry. So, Dick in the box. Dick in the mystery box. We got a Dick in a mystery box. He's the one who said it. Okay, Americo. Thank you. Thank you for Brazil. Mystery box. Palpatine had 2 children, a boy and a girl. They are both raised parents. It explains the autistic level of force powers. AJ 1218, thank you for the $5. My God, there was a lot of super chats. Pinion, Poe able to see Finn on the Star Destroyer from afar. Maybe they felt each other, their love. Was Brie Larson Ahsoka? No, Jeffrey Lawrence. They actually used the voice of Ahsoka Tano. Thank you for the $10. The accused one for $4.99. 2 in a million. A Star Destroyer is split in half above Endor. Shake my effing head. Keep up the good work. You guys are fantastic and all around the best to listen to. Why, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. I love Friday Night Tights. I think it's a good show. It's good to bring in different voices. You know what? I think the vast majority of my subscribers understand that, occasionally I'll bring on people who I completely I'm going to eventually bring on Robert Meyer Burnett. It's somebody I don't agree with on a lot of things, but I respect him. He respects us. And I think listen, the bottom line is he cares about the fans. I care about the fans. He cares about genre and science fiction and fantasy. I do. That's my bottom line. I don't expect everything to be perfect. I don't expect everything to adhere to canon perfectly. I don't expect to remove all, like, I don't need to agree with every sentiment in a TV show for me to enjoy it. I don't need that. I actually like a lot of things. Listen. I will probably go on record saying that I probably like a lot more stuff than Doomcock does. Doomcock is very principled and stuff, and that's great. And I'm not saying I'm not principled, but I'm not as hardcore. I might be on a couple of other things, but I generally like most. Listen. I wouldn't have been able to sell very many comics if I just liked 5 things. Doomcock, I suffer from hypnosis sometimes. He does not. That's the biggest difference. I get caught up in shit. Like, listen, I'm not that hard on Batman versus Superman and Man of Steel and stuff and I freely admit it because I'm a comic book fan and I like Superman. And I just like seeing Superman fly around. I'm not saying there's a good films, but I own them all. And I've watched them again a couple of times and I get enjoyment out of them. I realize they are not good. I realize that, but I still enjoy it because I'm a comic book fan, So that's how bad things have gotten. And it alienates me. And I'm not saying I disagree with some of these politics. I've never talked about my politics. I've never said that. I said it's preachy. And it's getting to this point of religious fundamentalism. That's the garbage that we're getting in our entertainment right now, and it's terrible. And alienating half your fan base just because they might like somebody political is, for one, it's bigoted. And I just think it's really divided fandom worse than ever before. And they try to blame us for that. They try to blame us. We didn't split up fandom. We were the ones going, excuse me, what the fuck are you doing? That's it. And they know it. And the thing is, they thought they could beat us down, and we ended up beating them down. Because listen, the Fandom Menace are huge in numbers. That's why. And we can't fracture, and we can't go off and make little orders and stuff like that. That's not in the best interest of things. And that's obviously, the people who tried to split up the things, they were just trying to bring attention to their channels. That's it. I will say it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I am not Fandom Menace. I like the hashtag. I agree with a lot of stuff. My channel's Nerdrotic. I'm Gary. I'm not part of an organization, but I am a proud member of it. I'm just like you guys are. I'll throw the hashtag up, and I think it's been good. The second it becomes organized, and then we're going to start getting small, and I'm out. But I don't think that's going to happen. And all of a sudden, I think we can eventually change the name, or it doesn't even have to be Fandom Menace anymore. As long we've got a good group of people. Anybody's welcome. Anybody. As long as you understand that you got to respect the fan, and you have to understand that I understand Hollywood has always been one way politically. I've always understood that. But they've never been like this. This has been different. So, yeah. Eric Johnson, President Scroob, Dark Helmet, Colonel Sandra's, and Spaceballs versus Snoke. Kylo, Hux, and First Order. Who wins? Oh, Spaceballs. Spaceballs wins, Eric. They're funnier, and I would take them more seriously. Pinion, they crash Falcon covering exit. They got out okay. It's like Pinion is like breaking down the film as we go along with $2 super chats. Yeah. So they crashed the Falcon. How'd they get out? That's a good point. How the fuck did they get out without landing gear? How'd they survive? It's you know what? Jar Jar there's no idea he doesn't like. Rhaegar Targaryen for $9.99. LOL'd when Rey and Kylo grabbed the shuttle a la The Force Unleashed. Also, at the Star Destroyer copy and paste lineup, Rey getting validated by the whole cast. People must have thought I was crazy. You're not crazy, Rhaegar. No. You're not crazy. When I saw The Force Awakens and I saw everybody liking that movie, I thought I was crazy. I thought I was losing it. I'm like, I even had to go back and watch it again. I'm like, okay, maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed something. I watched it again. I'm all, nope, I still hate this movie. And people love it. What the hell? What's wrong with me? And then I found Jeff. And thank God. Cinema Queen for the win, says Christopher B. Absolutely. Cinema Queen is awesome. Thank you for the $2. Sam Urai. Wait, who is being a bitch in the stream? For $2. Nobody. That might have been some of the chat drama. I don't see a lot of that stuff because I'm trying to run the show. I know some people don't like Jeremy in the chat or Odin, but they're not going anywhere. So I don't know what to tell you. I know both of these people, and they're very good people. Alls I know is this. Ask anybody who has met Jeremy or Odin in real life and listen to what they say. They'll say what I'm about to say. They're people of integrity. They're genuinely kind people. Who like to have a little fun. Don't mind yucking it up a little bit. Talking a little shit. That's the way I am too. It's exactly the way I am. But the people who've criticized them, you know what I've heard about them in real life? I've heard from very good sources, duplicitous, manipulative, backstabbing. You know, can I verify this? No, I can't. But all I say is these are people I know. If you trust me, trust my judgment. If you don't, that's fine. I get it. That's cool. And it's only one, but it's only one show a week, but I'll have Jeremy on other live streams too. Anytime Jeremy wants to come on this channel and do anything, he can. Some nobody for $2. He's talking about sketch therapy, consistently trolling Odin for something that happened on Twitter that had nothing to do with me, but it keeps on coming to my channel. So sketch therapy is gone. The one hard and fast rule I have on the main channel is do not spam, let shit go. If you feel wronged by somebody, certainly go to that person and try to work it out like a couple of adults. But what generally tends to happen is they don't want to work this thing out. They really just want to create problems on people's streams to get attention for themselves. Or I don't know who this person is. It could be another YouTuber. I don't know, and I don't care. But if you continually spam my chat with it, listen, if you want to insult me, great. That is okay. That is completely okay. And you know what? Anybody on the panel, if people insult them or if you want to take on their takes, that's fine. But you spam the same thing over and over again from a 6-month-old argument over something that has nothing to do with my channel and you keep coming back to do it, you're gone. You're gone. I'm not a free speech absolutist. All right. There's rules on my channel. There's some words you can't say, and I've already got them plugged into the chat. And if you drop any of those words because these are words that can get my channel demonetized, my channel taken off the air. So I've already got it programmed that you can't even type those words in. So no, I'm not a free speech. I love free speech. I love free expression. If you can do it with a little bit of class and decorum, great. Awesome. You don't have to agree with me all the time. But if you come in spamming, sidetracking my shows, you're gone. You're gone. Sorry. I try to be reasonable. If you want to talk, email me. I'll listen to anybody. But my Nerdrotics are busy people, and they don't have time for this shit. Yes, and he got banned, and he is banned, and he ain't coming back. I've unbanned a lot of people, but sketch therapy is done. And you know what? Then he went and complained about me on other people's streams, and then he goes and derails other people's streams. So people I like too. And who wants to hear it? That's about it. That's almost as boring as hearing YouTubers bitch about other YouTubers like I was doing. But yeah, I'm a little miffed. I got called a racist, and I look forward to meeting this person. This person says they tried to reach out to me and Jeremy at Comic-Con, but made no effort to go to the 3 meetups we had. Open meetups that anybody could have gone to, that were very easy to get to, that were very close to the con. But there'll be a meetup at Star Wars Celebration, and maybe that person could tell me to my face that I'm a racist. I look forward to that. I do. I don't know if he wants to say it with Mrs. Nerdrotic around, though. She doesn't have 2 strikes. R13M4NN, ban it. We don't need to hear it. That's right. Thank you. Tim Riggs for $2. Odin got me banned from the Bunny Bunch, from the Bunny Ranch, says Tim Riggs. Well, that sucks. I will talk to Odin about getting you banned from the Bunny Ranch. Is the Bunny Ranch, or no, is it still called the Bunny Ranch? I'm thinking about the House of Ill Repute that's outside of Vegas that had an HBO show on it. Didn't that guy get in trouble for taxes or something like that? I don't know. Samu Ray for $2. Sketch orders a McPenis Deluxe at his drive-thru. The Dallas Deadeye. Odin ordered a cheese pizza once and it had pepperoni on it. He reported Pizza Hut. Thank you. Jay Terry for $2. Odin got me from Solo Lost Money. Odin got me banned from Rosie Palm and her 5 sisters, says Jerry Ryan for $1.99. See what happens? Why does Ray steal BB-8 from Poe, says Westgard Torbyong for $1.99. Because she didn't steal it. She is entitled to everything in that universe. She owns the universe. She is the god of Star Wars now, or the goddess. Marvel fan. I was hoping Finn was a descendant of Mace Windu. Lucas and Samuel Jackson both said he survived Palpatine's blast. Well, that would have been nice. But it would also have been a small galaxy, but maybe not. That would have been cool. Odin got George Lucas banned from the Rise of Skywalker, says Java Bean for $2.99 Australian. That's funny. Mr. Left Turn for $2.99. The stream has been great. Way to end a birthday. Well, happy birthday, Mr. Left Turn for $2.99. Sorry it was late. Belated birthday. Mick 1164. I sailed the high seas for the Rise of Skywalker. If I disconnect my brain, it could be enjoyable. My backup kicked in and showed me just how bad it was. Yep. Critical thinking has to come in at some point in time. And that's it. Hey, if you don't believe me, if you think I'm biased for some reason, listen, if I saw The Rise of Skywalker and I thought it was a good film, I would tell you. I have no interest in lying to you people. I don't need a few extra clicks. I don't care. I said the same about the Captain Marvel. If I thought Captain Marvel was actually a good movie, I would have told you. I don't care. What movie did I not think was going to be good? I mean, like, this is a long time ago, but Watchmen. I was totally against that movie. I wanted to hate that movie with every fiber in my being, and I walked out of it loving it. It happens. That's my honest opinion on The Rise of Skywalker. If I thought, well, the whole trilogy, Disney trilogy has sucked, but this one was pretty good. It's not good, though. And not in any way, shape, or form good. It seems that way, but I don't get fooled from Jar Jar Abrams. But that's also because I've seen his act with Star Trek, So Dan the Man for $5. I'm kind of torn. The blue checkmark negative reviews make me want to see it because frick 'em. But I also want to subvert their expectations at the box office. Yeah, it's created a very interesting situation that we are in agreement with the blue checkmarks only on one thing. We don't like the movie. We're not in agreement on why. The Fandom Menace, Dan, is being consistent with their argument. And that's all I ever asked for. I was talking about Zach. I mean, Zach can like what he likes. I just don't know how you can like The Watchmen and then make the arguments you made a couple of years ago about the comic books, because what happened in The Watchmen is the same thing that happened in the comic books 2 years ago. Same thing. As a matter of fact, some of the stuff I noticed in Watchmen is because of Zach, because I noticed it through Zach and his videos. So, I mean, I still have a ton of respect, and I love Zach. I just sent him an email the other day. Consistency in argument. They obviously liked The Last Jedi because they agreed with it politically. They don't give a fuck about Star Wars. And they were good little soldiers and sucked on the knob of Disney Star Wars, and then they feel betrayed now. Proving they're shills. All it does is expose them to be bigger shills than they already were. That's it. That's it, dog. The Fandom Menace just being consistent. Middle fingers to Rian Johnson. Did I really need that? That's how fucking far Star Wars has fallen. The fact that Disney put middle fingers to one of their own fucking directors in a Star Wars movie shows how fucking far this franchise has fallen. It's bullshit now. Scale 1701 for $10. So Palpatine went from stealing Force-sensitive children in the animated series to making one of his own. Did he use a Sith mind trick? Palps to women. I am Emperor you're looking for. I should almost do a video on that. Maybe I should. Should I do a video? That should probably be my next Star Wars video. Is on the critics who are agreeing with us supposedly, but the motivation behind it is bullshit. Odin banned my hammer. Said R3M4NN. Yes. Odin banned. Yeah, so Odin banned me should be the next thing. Before he was assigned to a sanitation, FN2187 was assigned to the First Order's hydroponic. Oh, no. See, Paleo Geek Chris, I cannot answer that. I'm not going to say that. Not even for a super chat. No. We do not do stuff like that around here. Not even for a joke. Although, listen, joke's a joke, but I am the one who decides. I appreciate the super chat. But I get what you were trying to say, Chris. You're trying to say that Disney was unintentionally ist? Yes, they were. Adara Scarlet, the Force can do anything except give Abrams talent, right? Pinion for $2. J.J. Abrams was the voice to little D.O. droid. The little Dick D.O. droid. Was he? You're probably right. Yeah. Thanks for being at this all day long, Gary, says the FTM22. Yes, I was at it all day long. J. Lou for $2. Disney bought AI from Gina Davis to correct bias. They did. A screenwriting AI bias detector. Nikki D, is there any merit to the Brie Larson Star Wars casting rumors? No, I don't think so. I think that's trolling. Mr. Guy for $4.99. So Palpatine outlives Luke, Leia, Han, and all whom die as bitter failures and unheroically estranged from each other. Was that pitched to George? I love this so much. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to make this a tweet right now. Hang on. Mr. Guy. Right. There we go. I'm going to tweet that in a second. I just got to spell check it, but that's very good. I like that. R13M4NN, penises killing planet on ships. Patriarchal corporations are killing our planet. Woke wars. We're all dying. We're all dying from the patriarchy. We got to see how much. Okay, we're almost done here. Winter Toker for $5. Why make a huge point to kill C-3PO by resetting, then 20 minutes later you just give him back all his memories, making the moment they shared pointless? Yes, because the entire thing is pointless. It is. Rise of Skywalker was a pointless, meandering waste of fucking 2 hours and 20 minutes of your life. But yay! Jarbo likes it. Nina Fabiano, thanks for spoiling us with streams, Gary. You are welcome. Rusty for 10 Australian dollars. I said it on Gary's review last night. Palpatine wanted her to kill him so he could possess her. 30 minutes later, she kills him and there was no possession. What the fuck? Rusty, I know, right? No, I think he lives in her. I said it in my review that all the Sith are now in a little Rey waiting room with the Jedi, and they've it's a really awkward moment, and they've clicked up. It's like that party where you invited a bunch of friends that don't like each other. That's what it's like, but it's all in Rey's like giant circular head. I don't know. Guys, just want to let you know that even some woke SJWs can't be reasoned with. And I was able to convince, they can be reasoned with. I was able to convince 2 that the new movie shouldn't be seen. That's good. Yeah, listen. Some people aren't woke SJWs. They're just progressives. And those are the ones who can be reasoned with. Those are the people you can talk with, Robert Meza. You can. I have a lot who subscribe to me. I'm not right nor left. I'm neither one. It depends on the issue. I'm very independent. I don't care about a lot of it. I just want to enjoy entertainment. If it wants to teach me a political lesson and it does it well through allegory, sure. No problem. See that quite a bit in The Expanse, and I thought The Witcher did that pretty well too. Proving that a creative, and I'll call the young lady who runs The Witcher. We know where she comes from politically, and I know where Naren Shankar comes from politically too. But they write for everybody because they have talent. They have talent and they know what they're doing. Christopher Arcella, Ethan got your preview book right now on his live stream. Ethan is confused. Preview? What's Christopher? I got Ethan's book. Where'd it go? It's right here. I will review it at some point. It's awesome, man. It's really well put together. I can see why it took so long. I have to say I enjoyed The Rise of Skywalker after the car crash of The Last Jedi. It fixed a lot of issues, less awkward comedy, more serious and darker, good lightsaber fights, 9.5 out of 10. Says Gordy Gaming Channel for £10. I completely disagree with that, but you are entitled to your opinion. Thank you for the £10. I don't think the comedy was good. I don't think it was dark at all. I thought the lightsaber fights were horrible and forgettable. I don't even remember them. Was it an improvement on The Last Jedi? I don't know. I mean, like, is one movement in the bathroom better than the other? I mean, I guess. It's the Nerdrotic preview book of you as a British soldier. Huh? I don't get it. Ethan got your preview book right now on his live stream. Me as a British soldier. Oh, so Ethan is... Oh, it's probably somebody... Okay. Well, I got to look at that live stream now. I don't know what you're referencing, Christopher. I am in comic books. I am in The Boys, issue 23 and issue 37. I am in Ballistic #1. I am in... I don't even know what... It's a Batman story that Derek Robertson did about the origin of Killer Croc. I think it was just an online book or something like that. I'm a Gotham City Police Department person in that. And if I'm in anything else, I don't know. But those are the ones I know. I actually have the original art from the boys like right here, which I guess I could show you. But I'd have to take it off the wall. But I'll show you that later. But yeah, that's weird. Me as a British soldier. And that's in. Well, I'll have to check that out. All right. So here we are. We got a few from the Nerdrotic Nooner. Paul Wilkinson. Hail, Gary. Thanks for the amazing content this year. May you be hugely successful in 2020. Thank you. It's been so much fun, Paul. This was not expected. I had a goal. I wanted to do this full time, and then eventually move it into a comic shop, which, could happen. Right now, behind the scenes, just to let everybody know, we're all waiting on where Logan's going to high school. That's my life is on hold until I find that out. If he makes it into this private school, I want to get him in too, because they have a good IEP program. It's a Catholic school. Then we're probably going to stick around San Francisco for a little while. That's life. If we don't get him in that, then I do not want him going to a public San Francisco high school, period. So that means I might be up and moving. I don't know. So my life is on hold until that happens. Gary, your channel rocks. Thanks for past support of mine, and Merry Christmas. Love The Witcher. Can't wait to celebrate your 200,000 with you. Oh, thanks. It may happen. YouTube has been playing around. I've got some of my subscribers back, but I'm still down like 1,000. But I think that might get fixed tonight. It turns out it might have been a glitch, but some of you did get unsubscribed. I have multiple emails. I have screenshots. Yeah. Steve Glasker, thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate you. J-Dog for $5. Merry Christmas to you and your family, Gary. J-Dog has your back, brother. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you, J-Dog. And I've got yours. And I feel like you guys have my back. It's an amazing feeling. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for being like one of the most rewarding things I've experienced in a long time. Being a part of this, being part of the Fandom Menace, people in and out of the Fandom Menace, getting to meet a bunch of great people on YouTube, getting to meet an EVS, an artist I admired from afar for a long time, getting to meet Jeremy, getting to meet Jeff, Jesse Milestone. It's been fun. It's been lots of fun. All the meetups, they're great. Lion's Blood for $5. I understand that you don't really dabble in anime so much, but I am curious. What do you think of One Punch Man and Cowboy Bebop as live action TV series? I would watch both of those. I like Cowboy Bebop a lot. I think, if you're a fan of, I would watch both of those for sure. I don't hate it. I was just never into it, but, quite frankly, I'm not a fan of the art. That's it. But the storytelling is good, and I end up watching like a Captain Harlock. It was some computer animated thing on Netflix. I freaking loved it. Castlevania, which I know it doesn't count, but as far as like, I love Castlevania. Castlevania is the shit. It is very good. It's one of the best shows out there still right now. Southeastern Kaiju for $5. Harder to kill off the past when you're not offering any hope for the future. Oh, that's a great one. By the way, how was the ending of the Rise of Skywalker? A Newer Hope? Merry Christmas, Gary. No, it was, the thing is, Jar Jar Abrams gave an interview a few months back when somebody asked him about, in a very roundabout way, about Doomcock's rumors of them reporting on multiple endings, and Jar Jar told the truth. He said, no, the ending is the ending. We haven't changed that. But this is where you get to what's the meaning of is, or what's the actual ending. Well, he was talking about the twin sunsets. That has not changed. That was always in the script. What came before, that's technically the ending of the film, but we were talking about the climax. The climax had been reshot multiple times, and you can tell. So JJ was telling the truth, and so was Doomcock. Both of them were telling the truth. Tell you what a lie is. A lie by insinuation. YouTube, there was a glitch with YouTube, and a lot of YouTubers were losing subscribers. I've already talked about this. A YouTuber out there decided to use that to insinuate that people were unsubbing from Fandom Menace channels because they were unhappy with it about their Rise of Skywalker takes. That's dishonesty. That's a lie. Logic Noodles for one. G'day, Gary. Have you seen the Jodorowsky's Dune documentary? I have. The cast they had lined up for that film was jaw-dropping back in 1975. It was. It could have been the Star Wars before Star Wars. Merry Xmas to you and your family and friends. It wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been. It's too... Dune is great. Dune is hardcore nerds, though. Hardcore nerds. I don't know if that's going to... Listen, I'll come out. I'll just say it. I don't think normies are going to come out in droves to see Dune. I would like to be proven wrong on that. And if I am, I will say I was wrong. They have to work really hard to get the normies. And that compromises a lot of that story. A lot. I don't know how you pull off a true blue adaptation of Dune without over-compromising it for normies. Again, could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. I want it to be a massive hit. But Denis Villeneuve, I'm not the biggest fan of this guy. I think he's visually stunning and boring as a storyteller. But again, I hope I'm wrong. Because there's a lot of Dune fans out there. You deserve greatness. You do. I liked the TV series. I thought it was good. I liked it. And I liked the David Lynch movie too. Force healing would have worked wonders on Vader. It really would, Grand Moff Thanos. You're absolutely right. Biko80 for $10. I'm your 4 1/4 black. I'm your 4 1/4 black brother from the proverbial other side of the aisle. Every time I see you on here, it's inspiring, specifically because of what you shared and overcame. Thanks, much love and support. Biko80, much love back at you. I appreciate you being here, and thank you. And I'll retell that story again. And I'll go into detail about really one of the bigger injustices that is going on in this country, and it's got to do with what goes on inside of America's prisons. I am not... I'm conspiratorial and stuff. I'm independent, but I am not one of those people who think we live in a bad country. I actually think we're very fortunate to live where we do. It's not perfect in any way, shape, or form, but it's better than any place I've experienced. And I've been around. So, but what goes on in that system is pretty fucked up. So we'll talk about that someday. Fugal Drugel wanted to show some support. Great content. If you are in the IE, I've got a great prize parlor you would love. What's IE? Oh, great pizza parlor. God, I've got a great pizza parlor you would love. I would love to go there. What is IE? A great content. If you are ever in the IE, what's IE? IE. Email me, Fugal. I would love to know. A pizza parlor. I would love to go to a pizza parlor and have pizza. That would be great. We don't have those here anymore. I remember going to those as a kid. Shakey's. Does everybody remember Shakey's? Lady Viking for $5 Australian dollars. Anakin Skywalker was space Jesus and Rey is the space Antichrist. Changed my mind. Can't. I agree with you. Another thing about those bad places, though. Those bad places, the prisons in America. Nobody there is not guilty. I want to make that very clear. The people inside there are there for a reason. They are. Now, the circumstances surrounding that and everything else we can get into, but from my experience, never met anybody innocent. Not to this day. Mexican Iron Man. There was zero Doctor Who merchandise, Christmas gear, or toy collectibles anywhere this year that we could find. Not anywhere. Mexican Iron Man, I have video of going to the mall 2 days ago, and yes, there was no Doctor Who stuff. Not just a couple things. It's all gone. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, and Doctor Who is about to premiere. Doctor Who is just content for HBO Max now. It's the only reason it's still alive. And they're doing 2 episodes in a week. It's only a 10-episode series. It'll be come and gone like that. And Radio Times didn't even like the New Year's special. Wow, I'm covering that. Hyperion 9997 for $5 Canadian. Sorry about the stupid CBC Canada. Oh, it's okay. It's not your fault. Dina Jamraz for $5. Merry Christmas, Gary, to you and Mrs. Nerdrotic, the kitties, and the dogs. Oh, Dina, thank you so much. And Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year. Linus 2017 Cougar for $5. Is watching the Rise of Skywalker worth the 6 minutes of the Tenet prologue? No, just watch the 6 minutes of the Tenet prologue and then leave. I think that's worth it. Loquacious Primate for $5. Hey, Gary, Merry Christmas. I'm doing Hanukkah stuff. Oh, happy Hanukkah. Enjoy your well-deserved time. I'm around later this week if you want to chat about the site. Definitely. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for the $5. It'll probably be like earlier in the year. I just got to make videos right now, and that's puts me more behind, but I can't do any of the peripheral stuff. Anas, we're finally going to get the whole Anas Abdeen money thing has been kind of a pain in my ass. But it's going to be over with now because the lawyers were supposed to get the transfer. They never accepted the transfer. So it all ended up in my bank. Not fucking happy about that at all. Not fucking happy, but that's life. So I am transferring it to Anas. And that's going to get done on Monday. It'll be out of my hands. Problem is, I'm probably going to take a tax hit. Not happy about that. Oi, Gary, if you think about it, so for all those people who think I was grifting, yeah, it's going to cost me money now. So, no good deed goes unpunished. Felipe Abrugo for 25 chilling. Oi, Gary, if you think about it, The Expanse, the Epstein drive can't just turn itself off. That's true. It can't. It can't. Neil, Merry Christmas, my man. Hail Nerdrotic and the Fandom Menace. Hail! $4.99. Thank you, Neil. And that's it. We done. Super chats are squared. Super chats squared. Let's get to my lovely patrons here for just a second. Yeah, it's BS, dude. I am fucking okay. So, yeah. So, the lawyers didn't want to take an extra step to receive. So I set up a transfer on GoFundMe to one of his lawyers. One of his lawyers did not fulfill the steps on GoFundMe to receive the money. So somehow it got kicked back to me. And I looked at my phone one day and all of a sudden there's like 20 grand in my bank account. I'm like, what the fuck? Because my phone notifies me. If anything goes in and out of my bank account for a certain amount of money, I get notifications. So I got a notification. At first I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, oh shit. So, a couple of angry emails and I'm angry. I'm very angry. Not at Anas. I'm angry at the lawyer. Because, and this is why I'm talking about this publicly. The lawyer didn't want to give his social security number. That's it. So I'm going to take the tax hit now. And, yeah, I could withhold the money and send it to Anas, and then I look like a dick. And, because I don't know how much I'm getting charged tax-wise. I just know I asked my accountant. My accountant said, yep, that's income. I have to report it. Can't undo it now. There might be some kind of pass-through thing I can do, and that's what I'm looking into. But I want Anas to get all his money, okay? So I might take it in the fucking shorts to do that, but I'm not doing anything else. So I'm not doing any more crowdfunding for anybody other than me. And the crowdfunding for my store, like I talked about earlier, I got the money. So, I'm probably, unfortunately that kicked to me too. And it's like $1,400. I'm going to try to refund it. If I can't refund it, then I'm going to make everybody like an official founder and make them a t-shirt or something to give them something. I don't know, but yeah, it all ended up kicking into my account and I didn't do anything. So I'm done with the crowdfunding thing. I'm not doing it anymore. I'll do charity stuff, no problem. I'll do that, but I've got an idea for release the Snyder Cut. Maybe raising some money for suicide prevention, and we can, not anything official. It's just just something to raise money for him. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, he's a boomer. He's a boomer. What can I say? But I tried to listen. That's why I'm talking about publicly. I'm pissed. I'm fucking mad. And I don't give a shit who knows about it. It's like, dude, I gave you months, and now I'm stuck with it. So it's like, okay, fine. You know what? I want Nos to get his money. I'm gonna take in the shorts and wash my hands. I'm done. I did all I could. But you know what? I find that very disrespectful to me, to be honest with you. And again, this wasn't a Nos's fault. This isn't a Nos's fault at all. I don't blame him for anything. But the lawyers disrespected me by doing that. Straight up. Okay, this is going to go on, they did. Release the Snyder Cut. That's right. So these are my wonderful patrons. Thank you all for joining me for this live recording that babbled on. This is going to go on Nerdrotic Live. We're actually recording it on Nerdrotic Live now. I will just make it public when it's done. So please like, share, and subscribe. Go subscribe over at Nerdrotic. Inquisition later tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific time with Doomcock. I have to go record some videos because with very little voice, but and I don't have a bunch of time, but I got to do a Doctor Who video right now, and I have to get a Witcher video out by Monday. So no sleep tonight. Until next time, everybody, have a great day. And remember, not all who wander are lost. Please check and make sure you are still subscribed to Nerdrotic Live, to Nerdrotic. You know what? Nerdrotic Live didn't lose any subs. Isn't that weird? So again, I don't know what the hell happened, but people were unsubscribed. Please check and make sure you're still subscribed to Doomcock. He got hit a lot worse than I did. He lost 5,000 subs, so apparently he's got some back, and that's good. But check and make sure you're still subscribed to Doomcock. World-class bullshitters. Midnight's Edge After Dark. Midnight's Edge. Critical Drinker, Bulls Trek, RK Outpost, Geeks and Gamers, D-Day Cobra, Merry Mayhem, Geeky Candy, all, the Cinema Queen. Cinema Queen, is it? Is your channel called Cinema Queen? I forgot what the channel is called. Like that. Young Ripa, all those people, all right? So everybody, have a great day.